They said it was a gift, a miracle, a revolution in affordable housing. They called it Pilot City, East Point, a brand new tower, 10 stories high, in the middle of a neighborhood they used to call the Zone. Glass walls, smart lighting, climate control, free rent for a year. All we had to do was install the app and live inside. No one asked why it was free, because in our part of town, nothing's free except pain. So when they told us, "You've been selected," we didn't hesitate. We packed up our old apartment in 3 trash bags and moved in. It was just me and my sister Layla. I was 25. She was 13. After Mom died, I raised her. She loved K-pop, ramen, and roller skates. And when she saw our new place, she ran from room to room, yelling, "This looks like TV." It did. Pristine, white walls, voice-controlled curtains, the smell of clean nothing. They gave us a welcome bag, branded hoodie, reusable water bottle, phone charger, and a manual for the app. Hobby, your home in sync. Hobby did everything. Unlock doors, track deliveries, adjust water temperature, schedule appointments, even analyze emotional health. We didn't think twice. We pressed agree. The first week was quiet. Layla explored the rooftop garden. I started night shifts at the bakery. The neighbors were polite, mostly women with kids, a few quiet guys, all low income, all selected like us. We joked about it, said, "Guess we're the guinea pigs." Then Layla started saying weird things. "I think the walls hear me." I laughed. "They probably do." "You talk too loud." But she looked serious. "They say my name at night." I said, "Who?" She said, "The speakers, in the ceiling." I brushed it off. Just a glitch. A weird setting in the Hobby app. I didn't want to spook her. Then I got a notification. Layla's location, unverified, alert triggered. I opened the camera panel. Every hallway camera had her in view from 3:42 p.m. to 3:46. Then nothing. No exit, no entry, just a gap. I ran to the lobby. Security said she left. I said, "Show me." They said the footage was corrupted, that sometimes the system glitches. I said, "You have 10 cameras. They all glitched?" They said, "We're working on it." She didn't come back that night, or the next. The police took a report, but barely. "She's a teenager," they said. "Probably ran off." They didn't check the building, didn't question staff, didn't ask for logs, so I did it myself. I pulled the app, hacked the logs, saw that Layla's room entry was last recorded at 3:44 p.m. After that, silence. But in the basement? A strange tag, Zone B6, accessed by resident LW. 1546. There was no Zone B6 on the building map. I asked the front desk. They said it was restricted. I said, "My sister went down there." They said, "You're mistaken." I broke in at midnight, used the app's exploit from a Reddit thread, got past the utility stairwell, found a hidden door, black, unmarked, magnet locked. No handle, no reader, just a single red light. I pressed my palm against it. It didn't move, but I heard something behind it. A hum, then silence, then a soft voice from the wall. "Resident unauthorized. Return to living unit." It knew who I was. It was watching. The next day, 2 residents were gone, their doors sealed. No one said a word, just more silence. And a new update on the app. System stability enhancements. Do not uninstall. I went to the media. No one listened. I posted on social. The post was removed within minutes. I got a warning email. Violating your Pilot City agreement may result in relocation. I stopped sleeping. I kept digging. I found files embedded in the app, encrypted JSON logs, tagged with internal zone labels, B6, B7, Q control, Black Zone. Each one had dates, timestamps, and names. Layla was one of them. This wasn't housing. It was a live test environment, and some of us were being erased. I backed up the files, set a dead man's switch. If something happened to me, the whole archive would post. And then I whispered to myself, I'm coming for you, Layla, and I'll burn this whole building down to get you back. The next morning, my app stopped working. No lights, no door access, no elevator function, just a black screen that said, System under review, please remain in your unit. But I didn't. I wedged the door open with a chair leg, climbed the maintenance shaft 6 floors, found a relay panel, pried it open, rewired power, hacked into a local node, and finally, accessed the internal control board. That's where I found it. The black zones. Not listed on maps, not mentioned in manuals, but used daily. All logs were labeled Phase 2, Behavioral Index Testing. Each black zone was a sealed level. No windows, no cameras, no external comms. I found 12 names logged as transferred, including Layla. I traced the logs, discovered the entry command, FAC, auth, Ghost, L. Ward, BZ6. They hadn't deleted her. They'd moved her into a testing cell, and they called it ghosting. There was a second file, a PDF. Title, HABI User Test, Cohort B. Metrics Update. It listed goals. Observe emotional impact of sibling removal. Measure behavioral deviation after AI restriction. Assess containment compliance without physical force. It wasn't housing, it was psychological warfare. A lab wrapped in glass and promises. I pulled the blueprints again, found the ventilation diagram. The only way into BZ6, through the central shaft on floor 1A. I prepped at night. Gloves, flashlight, a knife from the kitchen. I whispered, Hold on, Layla, just hold on. I slipped in at 2:12 a.m., climbed 40 feet down, found the entry hatch. No lock this time, just a biometric pad. Dead. Burned. Like someone tried to fry the system from the inside. I forced it open. Dropped down into darkness. Then lights flickered on, white, sterile, empty. And then I saw them. 6 residents, standing, frozen, their eyes dull, like they hadn't seen real light in weeks. I whispered, Where's Layla? One woman raised a shaking hand, pointed to a room labeled OBSV-14. I ran. She was there, thin, awake, strapped to a reclined bed. Her eyes met mine. She whispered, You came. I said, Always. I broke the restraints, carried her out. As we ran, lights turned red. Siren. Unauthorized breach. Reset in 90 seconds. I screamed, We are not your test subjects. We climbed, reached the top floor. Security was waiting. Private, no badges. One raised a taser. I raised the backup phone. Said, You touch her and every file goes live. Every stolen name, every hidden floor, every erased person. The world will know. They froze. I walked past them, out into the street. The next day, the site was shut down, but the company denied everything. Said we faked it, said we broke in, said no evidence remains. But we had it all. On backup drives, on cloud mirrors, on every news outlet by sundown. Congress called a hearing. The CEO vanished. An investigation was launched into EvolveX, the parent company behind the app. Turns out East Point wasn't the first pilot. It was the 5th. 3 in poor black communities, 2 in rural housing projects. All failed quietly. But we didn't. Layla speaks now. She says the light in there was always on. She says she dreamed of grass. We planted a garden together last month, right in front of the shuttered tower. We call it the real pilot. People ask me, how did you survive? And I tell them, they paid us to test an app. They thought no one would care if we disappeared, but they forgot one thing. We talk, we remember, and we don't stop. They paid us to test a housing app. My sister vanished, and so did half the residents. But now we're all back, and we're building something real. Thank you for watching. If you want to get more that kind of stories, press like and check out our channel.